Eckhart Tolle once said, perhaps the flower of enlightenment needs the mud out of which it grows. There's plenty of mud to deal with in this world and a lot to struggle with. Join me as we find the humor within the struggle on my podcast, Laughing in the Mud. I'm Tom Evans. Welcome aboard. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Laughing in the Mud podcast. I'm your host, Tom Evans, and with me, as usual, is my producer, Anthony Barone.
Hello.
How you doing,
hello.
Ant?
Doing good, man. How are you?
So, the name of this episode is Modern Love. We're going to talk about dating.
Yeah.
You do a lot of dating? Yeah.
What?
You do a lot of dating? You're a single guy, 28 years old, right?
I kind of gave up on it. But yeah, I'm still here. I'm out there, I guess.
Let me tell you something. It's a whole different world now when it comes to dating. I'm 63 years old, and I've dated a lot in my life. Too much. I asked the girl one time years ago, and I love the response she gave me. I had watched on TV, and somebody had said to somebody else, a guy had said to a girl, do you date? I never heard it put that way. You know, you ask a girl, I say, would you like to go out? Now this guy said, do you date? So I laid that on this girl that I liked. I said, do you date? And she says, I try not to. Her name was Bridget. I'll never forget that response. So I didn't go any further. I didn't pry anymore. But I've dated a lot in my life. I'm 63 years old. Too much. Mm-hmm. You know, it's crazy. I look back. My first girlfriend was when I was 16 in high school. Looking back, she's a teacher now. She did really well. She was a nice girl, very pretty too. In her Jordache jeans back in the day. I should have just stayed with her. Saved myself all this trouble. I've dated so much. I've had so many girlfriends, 3 wives. I should have just stayed with my first girlfriend and prevented all that chaos and all that trouble. You know, there is a famous basketball player, Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain was known to have had sex. He counted. He kept a counter.
Ew.
To have had sex with over 20,000 different women, which is very hard to believe, but that's so what they say. You know, that's what's out there. Apparently, he's had sex with over 20,000 different women. He was an insomniac. He couldn't sleep a lot of times. So, yeah, because I mean, if you had sex with 20,000 different women, it'd be like a chain of women coming into your house and leaving. I mean, in order to have sex with that many women, right? I mean, if you do the math, you know, it's crazy. But later in life, Wilt Chamberlain was quoted as saying, I don't want to get this right, with all you men out there who think that having 1,000 different ladies is pretty cool, I have learned in my life that having one woman 1,000 different times is much more satisfying. That's what he said after all that. Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty cool.
It's pretty dope.
That Wilt Chamberlain said
right.
that.
He's right.
I think it's very cool. And again, I'm 63. I have not had sex with 20,000 different women, but I was working real hard at it for a while. When I was young back in the 70s, you know, I had to call a girl up on a rotary telephone to ask her out, unless I asked out in school. But usually that was the way it went. I had to go home, get on the phone, and call it. You look her number up in the phone book, and call her up on the phone. And when you call up back in those days in the 70s, you call a girl at her house, you don't know who's going to answer the phone. It could be your sister, could be your father, could be your mother. You never know who. You got to get by that person. You got to make sure that you have the confidence and you're able to speak to that person in a way that they're going to feel okay about giving you the sister or the daughter or what have you. Mm-hmm. So it was very stressful. I remember being very stressed about it when I was that age. And then later in life, I actually tried the speed dating. You ever try that?
No, I never will. That sounds terrible.
Speed dating is the ultimate desperate move that screams, I don't want to be alone.
I think I'd have a better
speed dating. Now you go to a bar. I did this like twice. You go to a bar and you meet at the bar, and actually the people the participants are at the bar. So that was my favorite part. Obviously, me, I like to have a drink. So I'm at the bar and I'm actually having a good time. But the speed dating part of it, and there's somebody in charge. There was this lady, and she set it all up, and you would sit for like a certain amount of time, like 5 minutes or whatever it was, with one girl. Then the buzzer went off. You were done there, and then you would go on to another one, and you would end up on like 5 to 10 like different little mini dates, which I didn't like. Not only that, it was awkward. Plus, you fill out a rating sheet of some kind, if I remember correctly. It was a long time ago, and that was very awkward. I felt like I was a product being reviewed on Amazon. That's kind of how it felt to me. I didn't like it at all. I really didn't get much out of it. But there are people that do it. But speed dating, you're meeting like 5 to 10 ladies in like 2 hours.
You can't even keep that much straight
in 2 hours.
Like you're gonna forget who's who.
Then finally, I tried the dating sites. Now the dating sites are cool.
No,
I did Match.com.
Okay.
And I have to say, I really enjoyed it. It made me a really good typer. Because now I went to typing. I took typing in high school, and then I did typing in college. But when I went on to Match.com, my typing skills got really good. I mean, I'm flying on the keyboard, because, there's hopefully a reward at the end. If you meet the right gal, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I liked it. I liked it because you could see all these girls in one place, all these ladies, and you could take your time and get your thoughts together when you do the email, because it's obviously on email. You're emailing these ladies.
Oh, it's email.
Yeah, on Match.com. Yeah, you get on the computer and you see a profile that you like, and it's great because you can create these great profiles, and your pictures are on there if you choose. You don't have to, and then you talk about yourself, what you're looking for, and it's really cool. You can really, if you take your time, you can really make a nice profile that, really reflects upon you very well when other people ladies are seeing your profile. And I'm looking at their profiles. And, you go along, you look, you find, and you say, oh, let me check her out. She looks nice. She looks pretty. I'll check her out. And then you learn about her. And if you choose, you can email her. And I would do that. And I did Match for quite some time. I actually met my wife, my current wife, on Match.com.
Wow.
And regardless of that, I still promote the site. Only kidding, honey. Just kidding.
That's
just
funny.
kidding. Just kidding. But I want to get back to the early days in the 70s when I had to call a girl at her house. I want you to watch. I put a video together, a little skit. I want you to watch what I had to go through at 16 years old in order to ask a girl out on a date. And when we're done watching that, we're going to go to Anthony, and Anthony is going to show us what he does as a young man in today's day and age, in order to ask a girl out on a date. So right now we will go ahead and we'll take a look at the video, enjoy the video, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Oh, I can do this. Let's just practice. Hello? This is Tommy. Is Linda there? Okay. All right, good. All right. Just don't be nervous. Just shake it off. Ooh. All right. Let's go. Where's the number? Oh. Oh. Hello? This is Tommy. Is Linda there? Excuse me? Oh. Hi, Mr. Johnson. I was wondering if it would be okay if I could talk to Linda. I'm sorry? Oh, Johnson with a T. Oh, it's intense. Sorry, Mr. Thompson. I was wondering if I could talk. Oh, the T comes after the S. Hi, Mr. Johnston. Hi, it's Tommy. I'm in Linda's biology class. I was wondering if I could talk to Linda. What are my intentions? This is intense. Well, my intentions. Well, there's pizza. There's pizza at the Pizza Hut, and then there's a movie at the movie house, and we would go there. The movie that we would see would be Rocky. It's a new movie. What's it about? It's about a club fighter who gets a chance at the world championship, and he ends up having to train and for this big fight, and it's like a Cinderella story kind of thing. And oh, you like boxing? Well, me too. Oh, really? Muhammad Ali. Well, that's my favorite boxer too. Me and my dad also. Me and my dad watched the fight. So you saw that fight? That was an incredible fight. An incredible fight. He was an underdog when he went into that fight. He won that. That was incredible from the beginning to the end. We loved it. Me and my dad watched it together. Yeah, it was great. Oh, my dad? My dad's a telephone man. Yeah. Well, he used to work in the city, and then he got transferred out onto the island, so we ended up moving out east. And we've been here now for a few years. Like I said, I'm in Linda's biology class. Yeah. Oh, Linda, you would get Linda. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's great. Hey, Mr. Johnston, it was really nice talking to you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hello, Linda. It's Tommy Evans. I sit behind you in the biology class. I sit behind you, and I sit in front of Joey Babinowitz. He's like my best friend. So I sit there and behind you. You have really nice back hair. I mean, the back of your hair is really nice. Yeah. Well, I was wondering if on Saturday... Hello? Ellie, get off the phone. Get off the phone. It's my kid's sister, Linda. I'm sorry. Get off the phone, Ellie. It's Linda Johnston, if you must know. Get off the... That's not true. Linda, don't listen to her. That's not true. I do not still sleep with the light on. Oh, this is intense and awkward. Ellie, get off the phone. All right. So, Linda, I was wondering if on Saturday night you'd like to go to get some pizza and then go to a movie. Well, we don't have to call it a date. We could kind of just go and see what happens and, see how it goes kind of thing there. Yeah. Anyway, I was Oh, yeah? Oh, good. Oh, great. Okay. All right, yeah. So I'll pick you up on Saturday at 7:00. I'll have my mom's Pinto. All right. Oh, that's great. All right, I'll see you tomorrow in class. All right, bye. Yes! Yes! Call Joey. Hello, Mrs. Babinowitz. It's Tommy Evans. Can I speak to Joey, please? Joey, it's Tom. Yeah. Guess who's taking out Linda Johnston on Saturday night? You're talking to him. That's right. Yeah, I just got off the phone. It's incredible. Yeah. No, her father answered the phone. Yeah, I had him he was eating out of my hand. We were talking sports and all stuff. And then he gave me to Linda. It was easy. It was no problem. Yeah. In fact, if you ever want to call and ask a girl out, come to me and I'll give you some good pointers. I'm pretty good at it. Yeah. All right, man. I'll see you tomorrow in class. All right, bye. That is me hitting it out of the park. Yes. Okay, folks. You just watched what I had to go through back in the 70s when I was a young man, a teenager. Now we're going to watch Anthony do it the modern way.
Done.
Now, obviously, Anthony's way is a lot easier. But we are losing something in this society with these cell phones.
I agree.
Because I was really nervous about calling Linda Johnstown. Very nervous, obviously. But I had the courage to do it. I had to build up the courage to do it. And I did it. And the last person I wanted to speak to was her father. That's intimidating.
Yeah.
I had to speak to her dad. And her dad didn't let me off easy. He didn't give me a free pass to his daughter. And he's right. And that's
Rightfully
and he
so.
did the right. He did the right thing.
Yeah.
He shouldn't give me a free pass. He made me talk to him. And I was nervous, but I hung in there. And if you notice in the video, after him and I found common ground, I wasn't nervous anymore when we started talking about Muhammad Ali. And then he asked me about my dad. And then I did something very important, which young people should have to learn. You say at the end, when he's going to go get his daughter for me, it was nice talking to you, I said to him, Mr. Johnstown. That's important. Mm-hmm. The thing is, when you are forced to do that type of thing, it builds confidence, and in turn, it builds character. And you don't get that from the cell phone. You just don't. Maybe the cell phone is good for the breakup text.
We don't even do that anymore. We just stop talking to each other.
I've heard of people, who were looked down upon because they did the breakup text because, hey, have the freaking balls to talk to that person either in person or at least talk to him on the phone. So don't send him a breakup text.
For the audience, I am an older Gen Z to the point where I'm considered a millennial. That when I was in high school, that was the case. If you sent a breakup text, so I remember finding my girlfriend in high school and breaking up with her and having to try to find her so I could break up with her. But then I couldn't find her, so I tried calling her, and then she picked up the phone. Okay. And then I broke up with her over the phone.
Yeah.
I wanted to break up with her over the text so bad.
Yeah.
And then
it makes life easier.
It does, but then 2 years, 3 years later, the norm was, you could just ghost someone, or you could just send them a text at minimum.
Ghosting is so bad.
It's
one day
bad.
leads into the other. I always feel horrible about doing it. I've ghosted ladies before. I hate that. I don't like that. I always feel bad about myself.
You know what it is? I used to ghost because I had like this one person I was close with, and I tried to like set boundaries, and she screamed at me for like an hour and a half. Yeah. So then I was like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. But you got to just, even if that's the result, you just got to keep going with it. Yeah. It sucks. Both ways it sucks.
It does. It sucks. Breaking up is hard to do.
That's
like like the song says. I hate it. I hate the whole thing. It gives me agita, the whole thing. I'm glad I don't want to deal with that nonsense anymore. Yeah. I got a breakup text. It was a girl I met on Match.com. And I went out with her and I really liked her. And she was beautiful. And she had been divorced 3 times, like me. So this is great. Because I'm always a little, sometimes you're a little self-conscious about something like that. Yeah. But when the person you're with is in the same boat, it was like, all right, that's great. I've gotten by that. Because when I told her I was divorced 3 times, she thought, she couldn't believe, she was like relieved to a point, because she knew that she was divorced 3 times. But I get up the next morning. I was smitten with this girl. I wake up the next morning. I get a text. It was not a breakup because we weren't really going out.
It was more like, I don't want to see you anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. She wasn't going to see me again. That type of thing. And it sucked. I was so disappointed. And to make it worse, after that, my phone rings and it's my dad. No, it's my dad. And my dad's like 92. And he asked me, could you please come over and cut my toenails? It's true.
I love my dad. Demoralizing, bro.
It was horrible because I was gut punched on the breakup text.
I gotta cut your dad's
and now I got to do this unsavory task. So I had to drive across. I had to drive 15 miles to go to my dad's, and I love my dad, and I do that for him. Of course, he needed his toenails cut, so I cut his toenails. But it was just a bad day. Yeah. It was a bad day all the way around. And this is why I drink. And speaking of that, the drunk text. Have you ever given a drunk text?
Yep.
I'm sure I did somewhere along. I know I have along the line. Not a good thing. No. You wake up in the morning and you start checking your emails and your phone. Did I do a drunk text last night? Did I email anybody? Horrible feeling. And it's happened to me. But I've talked to lots of friends of mine. Same thing. You've done it? I've gotten drunk texts too, by the way. I've gotten drunk texts, So
yeah, me too.
I'll say that.
I would always have this one person call me at night when she was drinking or
Yeah.
she was high. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not coming to see you. I am sober and
Right.
I am in the middle of things. So no, I'm
Right.
not,
Right.
I find that really unattractive. I just I'm not going to go unless you're also at the same mindset as me.
Right.
I'm not, that's just no.
Right. I met a girl, one of the first girls I met on Match. Her name was Kim. She told me she was a computer programmer,
Okay.
but she was really a stripper, which is kind of cool, if you're a guy, because let's be honest, a lot of guys think would be cool to date a stripper. And I did. I got to, and this was a stripper who really liked me.
You sure you weren't a Marine, Tom?
No, I was not. This was a stripper who really liked me. You ever go to the strip club with
No.
your friends? Everybody's
I've
drinking.
never gone to a strip
And
club.
there's always one guy that thinks the stripper really likes him.
Yes.
I think she likes me. I think she really likes me. But this stripper really liked me. So we're dating for a while. And I'm at her house. And, we start fooling around. And she asked me if I would like for her to put a movie in. All right. Yeah, sure. While we're fooling around. So porn movie. So she puts the movie in. And we're fooling around. I'm looking at the movie. I'm looking at her. Looking at the movie. Looking at her. I'm like, that's you. And another girl. It was her and her girlfriend. I said, I can't believe it. She goes, yeah, well, me and my girlfriend figured it would be a good way to make money. This is back in 2002. The internet was still kind of new, whatever. And she goes, we could make money on the internet by selling it. Would you like a copy? It's like on a floppy disk back then.
No.
Yeah. So I go to work the next day and I tell everybody about my experience. Everybody, we're in the squad room, all the deputies, and they're all gathered around because a lot of them are married. So they live vicariously through me and they want to hear the story, especially when it comes to strippers and sex and porn. And I'm telling them the whole thing. And at the end, I tell them, I have the disc. What? You brought it to work? I said, yeah, it's in my bag. Anthony, when word got out, deputies were coming off the road
No.
to come to the office so that we could go into the arrest room. We had an arrest room, which was really small, too small. But the computer was in there that would take the floppy disk.
Pause. So you all got in this tight ass room to get boners together?
So we go into the arrest room and there's a whole bunch of deputies in there. And we put the floppy disk into the computer. And all these little tiles come up that you can click on this one or that one, and all these different scenes will come up. And somebody, because it was hard to see with the light on, the computer, shuts the light off. So now we're in there in the dark. And it's crowded. And guys are going, oh, click on that one. Click on that one. And we're watching this. And after we're in there for a while, I said finally, hey, listen, guys, we got to get out. We got to get out there. The sergeant's going to be looking for us. And when I said that, this is what I hear. I'm in here with you. The sergeant was in there with us. Are you kidding? I'm in here with you.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
I found when I was on Match, married guys love the dating sites.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of them. It's like a kid in a candy store. I would be on my site, my page, and the women would pop up and they're like, click on that one. Click on that one. No, go to that picture. Go to that picture. No, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down. They couldn't get enough of the dating site.
That's crazy.
Because they're married. One of my friends, he wished that they had that before he got married because it didn't exist.
Yeah.
And he had been married. And he's like, man, if they had that when I was not married, I would have been freaking having a ball with that site. Because they're married. They can't, they can't do that. They see the Match.com or the Tinder or whatever site it is. And they're like, my God, that looks like so much, because it makes it so much easier to meet to meet people.
I'm actually
it really
banned.
does.
I'm actually banned from one of those sites.
Oh, you've got kicked off.
I got kicked off. Yeah.
What are you, a
Do wanna-
perv or something? What'd you
No,
do?
no. So, do you remember the mustache I used to have?
Yeah, I do.
So, there was this girl I matched with, and she was like a bigger girl, and she was like, "Your mustache
Right.
makes you look like a pedophile." So I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. So I said, "Your obesity
Oh no!
is a national security concern."
Oh no!
And then I get an email,
Oh,
and I'm banned from the site.
because you said it. You said that in an email,
No, I
You're
said that on the site itself because you can message people on the site. There's no email on
but
the
it was a
site.
message that you sent over. It
message.
wasn't something you said to her in person.
No, it was a message.
That's why you
It
ended
was a
up getting
message.
booted.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't realize this, but that site is connected to other sites
Yeah.
because they're all one company. So I'm banned from now 3 of them
Uh-huh.
because I did the one thing on the one site when I was in college at 19.
You're,
God forbid I defend my mustache's honor.
you're a dating site dropout.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a dating site dropout.
Pretty much.
So some dating site tips. I was on there for a long time. Some dating site tips. Okay. My buddy puts a profile up on Match.com and he wants to show it to me. So I look at it. First things first. I'm like, you're wearing the sleeveless undershirt. What are you, crazy? Otherwise known as the wife beater.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what are you, crazy? You can't wear that. He goes, but I got muscles. And he does. He's in good shape. I want to show off my muscles.
So wear a t-shirt.
You have that picture on your site. Girls are going to look at you and they're going to be like, I can't date this guy. I date this guy. I'm going to be on the next episode of the Forensic Files. It's crazy. All right. So that's a tip. Don't wear the wife beater. Next tip. And this goes to your point, Ann. There's a word that gets used a lot nowadays back when I was on it. Ample. Ample.
Okay.
I looked it up on Webster's Dictionary. This is how a lot of women will describe themselves, as body type, under body type. Ample. Under Webster's definition, ample means generous or more than adequate in size, scope, or capacity. Actually sounds good. Generous, more than adequate in size, scope, or capacity. That doesn't really sound too bad.
Girls my age will
All
be
right.
like curvy or fat. Like, they'll call themselves fat.
The second definition, generously sufficient to satisfy a requirement or a need. Now, we all like that. Satisfy a requirement or a need. We all need our needs satisfied. I like that. But really what it means is full-figured.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to use the word fat because I don't like that because it hurts people's feelings. So I see full-figured. And listen, there's a lot of men that like a full-figured woman, you know? And that means full-figured. So that's another tip. Ample means full-figured.
But
Whatever Webster says, ample on dating sites means full-figured.
But listen, if you're full figured, don't try to make fun of other people because remember, your obesity is a threat to national security. So just remember that.
Anthony's got an axe to grind.
Oh yeah, I do.
Anthony's got an axe to grind. Okay. Your username on Match. I found a lady, and she was a nice-looking lady, but her username, her title on the site, on her profile, mother of 3.
Ew. Why are you
Ladies-
gonna put that?
Ladies,
Don't put your kids on the site.
first of all, don't even bring your kids into this. Ladies, I'm sure your kids are wonderful, but I wouldn't lead off with that.
No.
Do not lead
Do
off
not
with
lead
that.
with that.
This is an example of how different men and women are. It's really amazing that we get together at all.
My biggest thing is when they put the fucking picture of their kid on the website with them.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo,
right.
there's
No.
some fucking psychopaths.
Yeah,
on
absolutely do not that.
Do
Do
not
not
do
do
that.
that. And keep, don't lead off with a mother of 3. That's the last thing a guy wants to hear from the beginning. Just, you got to ease guys into that. Guys need to be eased into that. Okay. On almost every lady's web profile on the Match.com, I found, not every, but so many. I like what they like, their likes. I like to walk on the beach. I saw that so many times on Match.com that I would drive to the beach. There's nobody walking on the beach.
Yeah.
There's hardly anybody walking on the beach. It just sounds good.
Yeah.
Walk on the beach.
Yeah.
So don't expect, that's another tip. Don't expect everything that they say to be true. But that goes for us too, the men. Absolutely. And our pictures are usually in our best light. Same thing for the ladies. We always put our best picture. But the problem is sometimes people will put pictures on there from 10 years ago.
Yes.
That's another issue on the site.
Yes.
Okay. My final one will be, my final tip is, in case you don't know this, man, according to a lot of women, winter, the season of winter, the cold weather, winter is for cuddling. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
But according to a lot of women, they'll write this on their site. Winter is for cuddling.
So I actually
cuddling.
have noticed patterns where if you are single, you have between the month of April to October to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And then after that,
Right.
you're not finding anything because everyone's already cuffed.
Yeah,
up,
that happens too.
like handcuffed.
Right. So winter is for cuddling.
Yep.
Chopping wood, shoveling snow. These are just obstacles that get in the way of what winter is really for, which is cuddling. In case you didn't know. Now, here's the thing about cuddling for men. Men will never admit that they cuddle. Men won't even discuss cuddling with other men. You'll never see two guys in a sports bar having a beer and one guy says to the other, I think I'm going to call it an early night tonight. I'll go home to the wife. Do a little cuddling. But there are guys who cuddle, but they just don't admit their cuddling ways. Are you a cuddler, Ant?
I'm not admitting that. I have the Fifth Amendment. I have a Fifth Amendment right to self-incrimination.
You know what Anthony is? Anthony is a closeted cuddler. That's what he is. He's a closeted cuddler. And with that is going to do it for us. It's going to be our show. This show, by the way, was entitled Modern Love. That's going to do it for us. Don't forget to go to my website, laughinginthemud.com. If you want to send me an email or buy my book. There are also links to my Facebook, my Instagram, and my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Laughing in the Mud with Tom Evans. And remember, like my mom always says, if you don't laugh, you cry. Have a great week, everybody.